Spawning up here in the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the red Terran player. Give it up for Zelos. And his opponent. Spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Ooh, got that carrier tournament trophy icon. Ooh, I'm digging it. Give it up for the blue Zerg player. It's Railgan. Sweet deal. We got a Terran versus Zerg, so finally a game without any Protoss. That is just sort of the nature of things when you keep casting Rotterdam replays, is that they're all going to have a Protoss in it. But a Terran versus Zerg should be fun on Odyssey. Definitely one of the maps that I haven't seen too much of lately. There are some kind of fun things going on with this. You got a nice little ledge over here where you can hop up with Reapers and be very, very annoying. And of course, nice little area you can move in over here. I talked a little bit about this. Well, actually, no, that was a different map I was talking about. It does have a sort of similar layout to, I believe it was, oh man, Ascension to Ire? Ascension Ire, where your third expansion can feel a little bit farther away. Just because you have this option of the low ground expansion, you have the option of another expansion up over here. Which, by the way, does still have 8 mineral patches, but man, does it look a little bit weird with that giant gap over here. And this feels just like in a kind of weird random corner. You can knock down these rocks, but it feels very far away. And there's just all sorts of weird things about it. I'm actually really interested to see where these players are going to end up expanding, but oh, hold that thought. We got a really fast Roach Warrant. How did we miss this coming up? Railgun looking to get aggressive, saying to hell with the new maps. I'm going to just try and go with all-ins, learn the game from the ground up, from 1 base to 2 base to 3 base. The Lings are going to get picked off very, very quickly by the Reapers, so Railgun's going to be very much in the dark until that Overlord moves in and scouts out the natural expansion is underway. But his own natural expansion is finished up. Where is that Reaper going to be coming in from? It's taking its dear sweet time to actually make its way into the main base. Roaches are going to be popping out relatively shortly in about another 5 to 10 seconds. The Queen trying to cut this Reaper off, but actually inevitably ends up letting the Reaper in a little bit closer to the mineral line. But now the Roach Warren has been scouted out. The Roaches are out and getting me making their way across the map. Zelos has more than enough time to morph this in Orbital Command Center, maybe make 1 or 2 SCVs, and then get it the hell out of there. Because this is going to be not just Roaches, but a Ravager should be made to try and put pressure on that front. Should be able to get a guaranteed kill. I mean, theoretically, you always will get the reactor on that barracks. And possibly force a lift up on the barracks. But Marines being rallied to the low ground. No bunker being built. There's a Cyclone that's been made. Does Zelos really think he can defend this? Can he defend this? Well, we're about to find out shortly. There are a lot of Roaches and even a couple of Speedlings in the mix. This is going to be very, very difficult to hold, I think. Without a bunker, there is a medevac out because he went for this 1-1-1 setup. I really don't know what to make of this, but here we go. Railgun starting to move in, loses a couple of Lings, but kills off, it looks like a Marine or an SCV. But here's going to be able to charge on in. Ling's starting to get a little bit of a surround, preventing these Marines from continuing to run away. The Ravager's getting some corrosive biles off, not hitting everything over there. The Cyclone's doing a surprising amount of good work against the armored Roaches, but corrosive biles coming down, not the greatest spot, and it seems like Railgun is having a little bit of trouble breaking through, but with some reinforcements, he's going to have absolutely zero trouble pushing these units back even further. Viking is picking away at the Overlord, going to shut down that high ground vision. That's actually a pretty important thing to do because these Ravagers are gonna have to have some sacrificing units on the high ground to be able to pick away at this wall in now. Oh, almost gets the medevac. That's a really big deal. Needs to keep that medevac alive since really all he has going for him right now is the fact that he's invested heavily into tech. Even already down in that worker count, so workers not mining and being down in the work count. Ugh, but Railgun starting to back up. He's making more Roaches. He's making some more Ravagers as well, but he is also droning up and looking to take a 3rd expansion. He's going to take this upper 3rd expansion, it seems like. Continuing to poke and prod. Looks like the Ravagers may just end up trying to poke and prod with the corrosive biles, continuously harassing his opponent. But I don't actually expect him to be committing any more to this. just looking for free damage wherever he can get it. He's got to be so careful, though. These Cyclones will chase down these Ravagers, especially with a Medevac picking up the Cyclones. I love this micro. Nice attempt at picking off the Medevac that was getting a little bit overeager, but Railgun is most certainly going to be losing at least one Ravager here, right? Can he actually get back in time? Well, there are some Zerglings over here, and maybe I counted my chickens before they ended up hatching, because even a Cyclone, gets close to being picked off, but not quite. Beautiful micro from both sides, actually. Third expansion is finally being taken. The supplies are relatively even, but Railgun very far behind on tech. Lacking that layer is really going to end up hurting him quite a bit. Still, we got a Liberator now coming out over here for Zelos, and he's going to scout out the third expansion location, but not only that, he's going to be able to shut down mining, theoretically, over at this natural. There's really only 2 queens out on the map. There is a third queen on the way, but there's not a great spot. I guess the queen could kind of inch its way over here, but very late reaction as well. Railgun ends up losing, I think, 4 workers over there. 5, 6 workers? Oh man, this is really not an ideal spot. Even the Roaches and Ravagers having to come back home and try and help deal with this damn Liberator, which can also shut down mining at the third expansion if he doesn't help deal with this soon. Drones, not gonna get picked off, but still losing so much mine time. First of all, finally clean that up, but that also keeps all the Ravagers at home, like we were saying before, and that allows Zelos to do something like throw down a third expansion. He's gotten up a decent number of Cyclones as well, just from the early stages of the defense, but now, finally, Tech Lab finishing up on that barracks. Double engineering base, researching those upgrades. A little bit lopsided in terms of the research time, but what can you do when you've been losing a lot more of your own mining time, holding off one of those big Ravager all-ins? Looks like a Baneling nest being thrown down. Carapace upgrade also coming up. Interesting choice. I was expecting him to just go into Roach Ravager Hydra based off of that opening, but looks like no. He wants to transition this out, get out some Banelings, potentially, eventually end up teching up into... Oh no, he's going to get up missile attacks as well. He has a second evolution chamber, so we might end up seeing Ling Bane Hydra composition that can be very, very strong in the mid-game stages. But Armory also coming out. Well timed to get start up 2-2. Oh my god, are you going to start up +2 missile attacks? Or, not missile attacks. Infantry weapons? Immediately? No. A little bit too busy. Focus on microing this one Marine. By microing, I mean not actually microing, but he's got other stuff going on. There it is. Pretty quickly. Relatively quickly. I'm a huge fan. But okay, siege tanks start to come out, or at least one siege tank. Very interesting. Just go for one safety siege tank and then start into Widow Mine production. I wonder if Zelos did get some information about the fact that there were going to be Banelings coming out. He hasn't really seen a whole lot inside the main base for a while, but maybe just expecting this based on a meta gameplay. Zelos also scouts out that 4th expansion location, the gold expansion. It does exist quite a bit further away than some of the other expansion locations. This being, I guess, one of the closer ones to that natural. It's most certainly going to be canceled well before we can actually react to this. Ling's going to try and find those Cyclones, hunt them down. No reinforcements coming in to back these guys up, so theoretically, all the Cyclones should get surrounded and killed off. Getting a pretty nice surround, and there it is. Cyclones are going to just trade out for whatever they can. First of all, is actually killing a couple of Zerglings there as well. It seems like that is going to put an end to the mech side of the army for Zelos. Marine Stim, big Marine Stim forward. I guess expecting some more reinforcements behind this. Does have enough medevac energy for now to actually heal everything up and not really worry too much about it, but does want to be a bit careful. Never good to stim up your entire army for just 5 to 10 Zerglings. Spire is coming down. Infestation Pit already finished up, and Hive Tech as well. We could be seeing a really fast tech up to Broodlords to see how well prepared Zelos is going to be for that. 4th expansion is also on the way, but we may be seeing a big engagement. Another stim forward. trying to pick off a couple of these roaches. There aren't actually that many units left over for Railgun. And remember, this is going to be a big period of vulnerability for him. Another stim going to be coming out to try and pick away at these units. One Viking does get picked off. That's going to be one of the few Vikings he would have had to help deal with Brood Lords. But Infestor's going to be coming out as well. Pathogen Glands has not been researched, though, so they are not going to be coming out to be very useful for a little bit longer. Railgun needs to buy more time. Widow Mines situating themselves in a position to try and prevent these roaches from easily chasing after. They're actually going to do a good amount of splash damage. Yeah, softening up a good chunk of those roaches, but now the gold expansion going to be very vulnerable. Couple of workers going down, stimmed up Bioforces. Could focus fire down the hatchery. He's going for it right now. He's going to take some losses, but no, the hatchery's going to survive with 1 hit point. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, somebody get that hatchery a medic right now. It needs some transfuses ASAP because holy cow, that hatchery is a gold expansion too. Every single return of minerals on that expansion is going to be so goddamn valuable. That has to hurt for Zelos. That really has to hurt. Not even a split second, a nanosecond extra of Marines focus firing down that hatchery. Stutter stepping slightly better, and that hatchery goes down, and suddenly this looks a lot better for Zelos, because yeah, he's gonna be up against the Broodlord tech pretty soon. There are infestors out, but he does still have a bit of an army. Oh my god, now the Medivacs getting fungal growth. 3 of them end up falling. More Bioforce is also gonna end up falling. There are 4 Medivacs still on the map. Did I say 4? I meant to say 3. Another one ends up falling. There was all of the Infestor energy, though, so it's going to force Railgun to back up, but Railgun's okay backing up. The Greater Spire is on the way. This is the big timer in this game. Zelos has to react before that Greater Spire finishes up. Hatchery also starting to regenerate some of that health. Looks like he has not... I think he must have thrown out a transfuse on this at some point. No way it recovered health that quickly. But here we go. Bile starting to move their way in, and oh my god, the entire army's out of position. This may end up being the death of that hatchery. In fact, I can guarantee it. There it ends up going down. The rest of the army charging their way back for the defense. Railgun trying to decide where to end. Go actually over here. Does have some 1 or 2 fungals going to be available very shortly, but not quite just yet. Missed a golden opportunity, unfortunately, because he didn't have enough energy for those. But no scans coming down. The infestors are all going to end up surviving over here. Takes some not so great trades, but comes out okay in the end. 4th expansion for Zelos has been established as a planetary fortress and is getting up additional production. 2 upgrades all finished up for both sides in there. 3 3s are going to be coming out on relatively even timings, or at least the +3 carapace upgrade is going to be coming out relatively nicely. Some Bile kind of sacrificing his life to delay this army from making its way down here, hoping he can get here in time before his opponent or situates up the defense. It looks like he's not going to be quite so lucky. Fungal growth comes down. Actually, a really good split from Zelos, but I think that Zelos will get cleaned up over here. He doesn't quite have enough bio. He's rallying in more units, but supply is starting to tell the tale. Now with the Corruptors out, the Brood Lords are ready to be made. We already have 3 out on the map, and that's going to just spell doom and disaster. The Viking count is a whopping 0. 3 Vikings being made at a time right now, but he needs them 3 minutes ago. Maybe not 3 minutes ago. He needs them at least 60 seconds ago. Because now it's not just Broodlords, it's also the Corruptors. But hey, the Bio does get on top of the Broodlords and top of the Roaches and Ravagers, but only Focus Fire is down 1 of them. Stimming forward, gets another 1 of them. The last Broodlord is going to end up falling. He trades out his entire Bio Force for it, though. There aren't that many Roaches and Ravagers left alive, and some of the Infestors, I believe, did end up falling with a scan, but... well, there may just barely be enough over here for Zelos to hold on a little bit longer and buy himself some more time. The Vikings now coming out. He hasn't answered the Broodlords. They're not in high numbers, but again, neither are the Broodlords. Killing off that gold expansion also slowed down the economy of Railgun by a little bit. Railgun effectively really only on 4 bases worth of mining. Getting up his 6th expansion while that 5th is going to start to pop on up. Widow Mine burrowing in the nick of time right before the units get there. No detection. Yeah, I guess he doesn't have an Overseer on the map. That's very interesting. Did he even lose an Overseer? No, he's just never made an overseas. He's been relying on those corrosive biles. Impressive if he can manage that against all the Widow Mines. But here we go. Bio simming up into 2 different expansions. And oh man, Railgun is very far out of position. He's finally getting into position now, but it may be a little bit too late as the hatchery goes down. Oh no, this Bio Force not quite close enough on the attack move to kill off the hatchery. Missed a golden opportunity to shut down 2 bases. The price of 1. Vikings going after the Broodlords, and they are going to get fungal growth down. The Broodlords should end up surviving at least 2 or 3 of them. It looks like there's not that many roaches left on the ground, though. There's so many marauders around. Unfortunately, I don't think that there are enough units for Railgun to actually hold off this army anymore, though. Expansion's now going to be under attack. Medivacs having such a hard time healing up all of these stim to death units from Zelos, but he does get his hatchery. He gets out, or needs to get out of there immediately. 1 fungal could really spell doom and disaster. Oh my god, please do not stim after those drones. You cannot afford to stim after the drones. Okay, Zelos now taking a commanding supply lead of 50. And a lot of it just in army supply. I got additional upgrades coming out for both these guys. 3-3s have been finished up for a while for Zelos. Looks like the +3 missile attack upgrade not going to be coming out anytime soon. Has the +2 melee coming out, and that's going to be helpful for not only the Lings and the Banelings, but also the Broodlords. The Broodlings, after they pop out, do benefit from the melee upgrades. Alright, Ling counterattack though. Gonna try and catch this, gonna catch an Orbital Command. Zelos has been pretty greedy with these orbital commands because he lifted up his natural and his main base orbitals. That's going to mean that these Lings having a field day on those workers. And well, at the same time, Railgun are going to be losing the top right-hand base. No cancel over there. The gold expansion also going to end up falling, losing a handful of workers as well. And even this bottom left-hand expansion, these are all of the real effective mining bases. In fact, this might be all of the mining bases. This does not count as mining. 4 mineral patches. No. This is shutting down the 100% of the economy of Railgun. Railgun also down in army supply, but this army is so stimmed to death. If he can take a good engagement over here, he's going to catch a lot of this army. Banelings busting on forward, taking out a large chunk of that bio force. Zelos doesn't exactly have a booming economy either, though. He does have a better economy than Railgun, but this expansion mostly mined out. This expansion getting very, very low. This is the only real mining expansion that he could take advantage of soon, but he's not just yet. He's not throwing down or transferring any of his workers over there. He lost quite a few of them earlier when he tried to mine from there. The Ling counterattack shut down a good bit of it. But here we go. We got Zelos positioning forward. His army is actually healed up for once. He has energy on those medevacs for once. With some good fungal growth. Oh, that's a beautiful fungal growth. Corrosive Biles also popping on down. Catching the Vikings as well. Going after the Corruptors. There weren't any Broodlords anyways, but this army is so low on health. Even though they were just started off at full. They only stimmed up once, but now they're just getting chased all the way back to their gold expansion. And Railgun may be able to turn this into a big victory. He's establishing 2 more of those expansions once again, after having lost them earlier. Shutting down mining at the gold, even has the Ultralist out. I don't believe Chitinous Plating has finished up. So Railgun has a really good opportunity to take a massive engagement over here. Already done a good job, but there is a drop, or not even a drop. I don't even know if there was a drop. Looks like the Queens may have killed off the medevac, but attempted run-by of bio units. Let's just call it that. Try and kill off some stuff, but no. Railgun handles it. Shuts down one of the mining bases. Once again, the gold expansion is mining still. He was able to return all those workers to mining as soon as all these units left. Ultra's not leading the charge, so there is a big missed opportunity over here, but Railgun gets the big fungals, and now the Ultras plus the Corrosive Biles clear through the bio. The SCV is going to be going down rather quickly over here as well. And it seems like Railgun shuts down the Orbital Command. This is the only real mining base left over. Looks like 1 ghost with Cloak Research. Going to be causing some havoc. Killing off some Overlords. Shutting down some mining. This is a fresh mining base though. Railgun Wait a Oh god, we have a nuke coming out. Oh no, Railgun. Railgun. He doesn't see it. Okay, he kills off the ghost. Shuts down the nuke. Oh boy, that was scary. Oh, but the Lings make their way into the natural expansion. Could get on top of the production. There's not a full wall off over in the main base. This is going to be very, very annoying. And I just really don't think that Zelos has an army that can contend with this. Although now the Liberator's starting to come out. The Bio, they engage against half of the Ultras. Maybe they can contend with this. Shutting them down slowly but surely. Ultra after Ultra dies. Liberator's getting a lot of free pot shots off. If they focus fire down on the Ultras, they can do serious damage to them. Another Ultra gonna end up falling, but there's the fungal growth. Locks down the remaining Bio. This may actually just be really close to being it. Because Railgan's still mining and he still has these Ultras alive. He's on top of the production for Zelos. Zelos only has 32 army supply and 32 worker supply left over. Picking off a Ravager here and there. These, oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Knocked my mic. Getting excited. Oh god, there's a command center. It's not even an orbital command. Does he have any orbital commands left over? This is a planetary. This is an orbital command. He can throw down some mules over here without even having to worry about transferring, but he does transfer a few workers over to that gold. Can get some mining back up. Railgun in the meanwhile, able to resaturate this expansion. 23 of 20 workers soon to be as he's transferring a couple more in. Looks like a drop happening over the gold expansion, but one lone Ultra sends it packing down to the low ground at least. Melee units don't do too well, but two Ultra buddies come back in and, you know, push that drop very, very far away. What a scrappy back and forth game. Neither of these players can really secure a lead for very long, but three Ultras may go for a big run by going after the Ghost Academies. Wait a second. Do all of these have a nuke? No. None of these have a nuke. There's 0 nukes at any of these bases. Or any of these Ghost Academies. That's actually really unfortunate. I was so excited after that first nuke went off. But okay, it looks like there was a little bit of damage happening over here. A drop trying to come in. But Railgan just has too big of an army now. He's been able to split it up across the multiple places. Does lose the expansion at the top right. Looks like it was a kill, not a cancel as well. So does hurt a bit when your economy's not amazing. I mean, it's still pretty good comparative to his opponent, but this expansion is finally starting to run a little bit drier. This expansion is the main source of income that he is relying on. Gold expansion, basically not mining pretty soon. This will be mining out very, very quickly. And finally, reestablishing another base. Ooh, I like this. Infestor hit squad with 3 infestors. Or sorry, 3 Ravagers for Crows of Biles. Gonna throw down a couple of them. Does get them, but it's gonna end up losing them as well. Might end up losing the Infestor if a scan goes down, but I don't actually think that Zelos can afford any scans right now. Expansion does get canceled. 3 Ultras doing a bit of a run by. Oh, nuclear missile. Will it actually be able to finish though? Ghost Academies are all getting focus fire down. Planetary Fortress not doing enough damage. There's an engagement over here on the south side as well. Nuclear missiles finished up, but no, it's gonna end up falling. The Planetary Fortress, repair it, please. Zelos, I'm begging you, save your nuke. No, he ends up losing it. Only one of the Ultras ends up dying as well. Man, Planetary Fortresses just do not do too well versus Ultras. Now on top of the production, Railgun is putting another timer on his opponent as a top right-hand expansion is being taken once again, killing off some of the reinforcements. Ghost coming out. Ooh, there's some good snipes. No nukes available. So sad, too bad. No Ghost Academies around anymore either. That's going to actually be kind of painful because he doesn't really have too many other answers for not only the Ultras, but EMPs on these Infestors would be godsend. Okay, but here we go. Infestors coming in. Ooh, missile turrets there. Gets one bit of splash damage shot on the Infestors. Looks like it's going to be enough to scare away Railgun for now. Looks like some Marines doing some damage over here, but do get picked off just by the drone citizen arrest. Looks like it was maybe just a single Marine. Ghosts and the Liberators and the Marines and Marauders all moving down over here to this expansion, though. This is going to be a nice pick off Looks like a Railgun gonna try and intercept it. Just cut off the retreat path. Retreat out of there with the workers. He has that top right hand expansion. He can afford to lose this base. He just needs to make sure he shuts down the retreat path for this army. Ghost, though, with the snipes, killing off some of the ultras. Banelings come rolling on in, though, and I think this is going to be a little bit too much. The Liberator is even going to end up falling. The fungal growth coming down on the medevac. Should be able to get the cleanup, especially with the corruptors adding in. I think that just might be a little bit too much. Zelos, I said this before, he's actually sitting at 63 army supply. He still somehow has been able to salvage up enough of an economy to reproduce a lot of that army, but a lot of it is in just production right now. Still has a couple of ghosts left over. Gets some good snipes off another one of those ultras. Infestors still have energy, though. And Broodlord's being made. There's no way he can answer the Broodlord. Fungal growth's coming down on the remaining bio. The medevacs, only one of them can even effectively heal right now. And this is the last remaining hope. As the Planetary Fortress is putting in some serious work. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Is he going to keep this alive? Even a single ghost survives. Healed up by 2 medevacs. But no, he sees it. GG gets called Railgan. Gonna come out victorious in a hyper scrappy TVZ. What a game.